It's so good to be outside again. I hope if you're in a place where the weather is turning, you're able to get outside and enjoy yourself. I know that the sound may be a little off. I do have this amazing lapel mic that surprisingly at a low price really seems to cut down the noise and allows me to do this outside. But please leave a comment if you have problems with the audio. You're going to hear birds, you're going to possibly hear wind, you're possibly going to hear sirens because we live across the street from both a police station and a fire station. So this could be a little loud, but I want to give this a shot. Thank you so much for being here. There's nothing I love more than talking to you about peace. That's what this really comes down to. Everything I talk about, it's about peace, inner peace. From inner peace comes outer peace. And you know what happens with that outer peace? Outer peace spreads. It's contagious. So what you're feeling deep inside in your core doesn't just affect you. It does affect you for sure, but it doesn't just affect you. And I know that seems obvious. But then what happens if my mood is off? Fine, feel the feelings. Not saying we should suppress them or bypass them. But when my mood is off, then I go to the grocery store. Get a little annoyed, the line is long. And that can be contagious to the people around you. And sure, maybe somebody else has a positive attitude, but it seems that the negative attitude is going to tend to pull the other person down. Now, that's not always the case, but it's almost like a sinkhole. So inner peace is not just about me. In fact, it's really not about me at all. It's about us. It's about the society we live in. It's about love. In a sense, we're swimming in this physical reality. The sun shining, the birds, me hearing the sound of my voice, the sensation of the cold air on my skin. I'm swimming in the middle of this reality. Now bring other people into it. They have their reality. And then we come together and we create a reality together. My attitudes merge with their attitudes. Together, we have a common experience, while each of us still has our private individual experience. So where do I start? I start here. Now, sometimes that's seen as kind of a selfish thing, focusing inward. I just saw something on Facebook today, not somebody criticizing certain practices, but saying that they heard criticism that certain practices are inherently selfish. But well, let's say I start outwardly and I express love to others, I express peace. How long is that going to last if I don't have that peace, if I don't experience that love internally? You can fake it, but in my experience, at least with me, maybe I'm wrong, you're not going to make it. You're just going to be faking it. And eventually that's going to break. That facade is going to be broken. And then where are you? So most important, inner peace. You can find that a lot of different ways. I offer a lot of those ways here, non-denominational, non-religious, in some ways non-spiritual approaches to inner peace. So I have a lot of meditation videos on my channel. Meditation videos about forgiveness, meditation videos to help you sleep. And then my true calling, retrocession, this process of going into our past and removing the present day effects of past events that hurt us. That's what this is about. But I think it is important to say that this isn't primarily about us, about me individually, about you individually. This is about creating a world that's just better for all of us. And isn't that the fundamental aim of religion? So this may not be religious, but isn't that what religion, at least ostensibly, is there to do? Spirituality, at least ostensibly, that's what it's there for. So it seems like most of us are really trying to move in the direction of peace. We want to. Now, I think there's a couple of reasons why we don't. Well, the first reason is we don't know what peace is. If I've never experienced inner peace, how am I going to pursue it? How am I going to live a peaceful life? If I've never experienced peace around me, how am I going to find myself in environments that are peaceful? How am I going to help transform uh, chaotic environments into peaceful environments? I'm not going to be able to. So it all comes down to that. Now, how are you going to get there? Like I said, the techniques we have here, religion, spirituality. I'm not here to say which is better, which is best, which is kind of if there's an end game, if there's a perfect approach. I think that's for you to find out. But right now, what if you're open to it, just start to get really comfortable. Wherever you are. And if you need to pause the video, great. Pause the video, get comfortable, sit, lie down, close your eyes. If there's chaos, that's okay. We're not forcing it away. This is never about forcing the chaos away, the fear, the anger, bitterness, the anxiety, the stress. We're not forcing it. Nothing. Just be there with it to start. Notice it. You might find your mind wandering. That's okay. But really, see if you can move the mind through that chaos. Notice its parts. Do you have a tension in your body? Do you feel it in your chest? Is there agitation in the mind? Are your thoughts racing? Do you have physical pain? Notice each piece of that. We're typically going to hide from these things, but just for right now, plenty of time to hide. Just for right now, notice what draws your attention. And if it's not something painful, something difficult, great. Allow the mind to go to those beautiful things, the sensations of openness and freedom, love, whatever you're feeling, just go there. Not focused on anything in particular, allowing the mind to drift, just noticing current state of being. Now, you may bring a hand to your chest, a hand to your stomach, whatever's comfortable. Maybe you don't need that. Notice your breath. You may notice it at the nose where it comes in, at the back of the throat. Maybe notice it as the rise and fall of the chest, expansion, contraction. What I would encourage you not to do is follow the breath into the body. Make it static, in place. Find a spot where you feel the breath. Notice it. This isn't a hyper focus. I still hear the birds. Even though my eyes are closed, I still see the light shining through my eyelids. I still feel the cold air on my skin, the sensation, the support of the ground under me. But the breath is the focus. It's light. It's the focus. Resting. My attention is on the breath. And if the mind gets pulled to something else, no big deal. Just gently and lovingly come back to the breath. You'll hear my voice throughout this video. Maybe at some point you turn it off and just notice your breath. Feel free to stick around. Sometimes those little prompts, someone's voice, can bring us right back to the breath. Breathing. Every inhale, every exhale. Gently and lovingly coming back to the breath. Breath after breath. Now, notice the sounds around you. Maybe you hear birds chirping like I do. If you're indoors, sounds from the other room or sounds filtering in from outside. The sound of my voice. Your attention may just relax in the midst of all that sound. You're floating on a sea of sound. Or maybe your mind flits from sound to sound like a bumblebee, from flower to flower. Either is beautiful. Maybe it's a mix of the two. It's great. Float on that sea of sound. If tension starts to creep into the body or mind, just bring your attention back to the sound. Relax into it, starting at that place where that tension is. It's like the sound fills the body, starting at that spot where the tension was. Watch it wash away. Breathing. Listening. If distractions come in, same as with the breath, gently and lovingly bring your attention back to the sounds as many times as it takes. Now, notice the weight of your body resting on the ground, resting on a chair, on your bed, wherever you are. Notice that weight. Sense of gravity holding you. You may notice where you feel it in the body. I'm sitting, so I feel it on my shins, sides of my calves, knees, seat. Same as before, maybe the mind just sits there, noticing it all at once. The mind can shift, noticing each piece of that connection with the ground, the chair, your bed, the weight. As with the other objects we're focused on, attention gently and lovingly comes back to that object. Here, the sense of weight, connection, support. Now, with eyes closed still, gaze down. Or if you're on your back, you may just be gazing straight up. When you're ready, maintaining a sense of peace, anything you've cultivated over the past few minutes, gently open your eyes. Soft, slow. And find something. Fix your gaze there, but it's like focusing on the breath. It's not laser-like focus of the eyes. It's soft gaze, holding the object. I'm looking at a bush. Notice the details, the color, the shape, how it fits in the scene around you. And gently blink the eyes and shift your attention to another object. Same thing. Notice its color, shape, how it fits into the space around it. And repeat that pattern a few times. When you're ready, blinking, shifting your gaze. If you get distracted, no problem. Just gently and lovingly come back to the object you're focusing on. And when you're ready, you blink and shift your attention to another object. Now, eyes still open. Maintain the sense of peace and go about your day. You need to do the dishes. If you're at home, go do the dishes. If you're at work on a break, go back to work. Notice. Notice what's happening around you. Notice what's happening in you. Notice when things happening outside of you create change within you. Be there for it, not focusing on it, just gently noticing. And then, when you have an opportunity, I'd love it if you left a comment about what this experience is like for you. Did you find peace? Did you not? Did you struggle? Are you willing to try again? You can come back to this video as many times as you'd like. Maybe you tried a few times on your own and come back for a refresher. It's so much easier, much of the time, for me as well, when somebody else leads. Then go practice, come back, practice, come back. Check out some other videos. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you enjoy your day and experience some beautiful things.